Hey everybody, this will be another in my series of catching trains at control points. Today we are at CPSP 331 Ilmon. This is where double track starts if you're going east towards Caliente, and it is where it ends if you're going west towards Bakersfield. You can see the facing signals behind me there. There is a welder back there and his helper. They're working on that frog. I went back there and had a little job briefing with them, told them what I was doing and that I would be out of the way. I would not be bothering them. I'm not gonna go film them or any of that. And they informed me that they're just about done anyway. And I was welcome to stay out of their way. Told me they have a northbound waiting on them to clear up, so we should have a train through here shortly. Talk about some of the stories that happen at certain places. Here at Ilmon, in late 2001, after the 9/11 attacks, I believe it was in December, it may have even been January of 2002, but we had a derailment out here early in the morning, and I was one of the first people to show up. The signal department were some of the first people to show up, I should say, and I was one of them. And we got out here. I don't recall how many cars were on their sides and off the tracks. I have some pictures of it somewhere. I'll try to find those if I can. I will put those in here. But all we knew is there was a white substance and it was everywhere. And this was during the anthrax scare days and all that stuff. We weren't sure what kind of, they were chemicals or what, so we all kept our distance. And this stuff was hip deep in some places. It was all over the place. And we finally got hold of some people who let us know that it was plastic. Some of it was like about the consistency of grains of sand, beach sand, river sand. Some of it was like flakes, like soap flakes, and there was a ton of it. And the wind was started, and it wasn't windy, but it was enough of breeze that was kicking all that up, and the equipment out here was kicking it up. Oh man, it was awful. You had that stuff in your mouth and everything. And if I survived that day, COVID-19 got nothing on me. But that was an interesting day. It took out the signal here behind me and the power switch machine, and that ended up being a whole nother story that I won't get into in here. Also, one of the other videos I made, I talked about not seeing rattlesnakes much. They pretty much stay away from us like we do them. But here at Ilmon, I have seen 3 rattlesnakes here at Ilmon in the past. One of them scampering off after I pulled up in the truck. One of them in the early morning, he was stretched out along the rails. The snakes, in the evening, when it starts to cool off, they'll get up, find something warm, and the rail retains a lot of heat. And he was a big old, about a 4-footer, stretched out along the rail, lethargic. And as I walked by him, I saw him before I got to him, kept my distance, and he didn't even move. He just laid there. Then there used to be a style B case, a double style B case that facing signal set on prior to that derailment taking it out. And I pulled up here on a trouble call one night, and there was a big fat, about another 4-footer, coiled up in front of the door of that case, and he was digesting. He had a big old lump in the middle of him. He'd eaten something. That's the only rattlesnake I've ever killed. I needed to get in a case. He didn't seem to be wanting to move because he'd eaten and was digesting, so I got out my shovel and chopped off his head and tossed him aside. No, I did not keep his rattler because I don't care. I'm not afraid of rattlesnakes, but I don't like them, and I don't think their skins are cool or that any part of them is cool. They're just snakes. So anyhow, let's look around Ilmon here, see if we can't catch a train. Those guys said we had a northbound waiting, but they have a southbound and eastbound cleared up to number 1 track. See that gentleman there pulling that flag down? Those are temporary flags. They had a slow order here. You can see up at the other end You can see that green flag up there. That metal green. There's the yellow flag as I was coming down about a mile from here. That's how they set those up. These guys would work with a lookout, and while one man was working, the other man would be looking out for trains. If a train started coming, tap him on the shoulder, get in the clear to a predetermined place of safety at least 15 seconds before the arrival of the train. These guys were working on the frog, it looked like. You saw my piece that I did on different types of rail and what frogs look like and why they were named and what they're for. So I will link that in the description below. Another one of our communications towers. This is a pretty remote place. Bakersfield is about 20 miles that way. A lot of small hills around here, and makes the communications down here. Your phones won't work. There's no, even if you have a hotspot, your Wi-Fi won't work down here. You can't make a phone call. Back in the old days, I don't know if the radios work down here. Now I know that because of towers like that have helped, but that wasn't there back in the old days. Up on top of the mountain there, you can see that or not. See that tower up there? That is the Pampa Peak tower for our PBX system. I'm actually going to do a piece on how someone asked me about the PBXs and how the PTC radios work through the tunnel, and I've been in touch with our Comtech. He sent me some material on that. I haven't had a chance to look through it yet, but I will get to it, I promise you, and do a piece on that. This is Caliente Creek. Runs right alongside the tracks here, as you saw when I did the deal about the drive in here. And in 1983, this was bank to bank. More than that. It was all the way over to the road over there, and it came all the way over here and undercut the roadbed here, and that is why they put those boxcar doors there. They have them. There's some more right there. You can see there's 3 or 4 sets of them between here and the next little creek, and they're set out along the tracks all the way up towards that canyon. I will be doing, as I said, a piece on the 1983 flood as soon as I get the time. All right, I can hear this guy coming. Should be peeking around the side of that hill any second now. There he is, BNSF, chugging right along. Got a lot of engines on it. Sound like they were all running too. Container train certainly is struggling. If memory serves me correctly, the speed limit here is 40. Keep doing every bit of that. Good time to creating a little windstorm. Good time to remind everybody, never try to guess how fast a train is going so you can try to beat it. They used to show a film at Southern Pacific that showed a train coming, 3 different trains. It's coming from 3 different angles. We tried to figure out which one was going the fastest. Every one of them looked like they were going at different speed, but they weren't. They were all going the same speed. So never be fooled by thinking you know how fast a train's going, or any traffic for that matter. Never try to beat a train across the crossing. Wait for the gates to recover. If they don't, never go around gates without somebody working for the railroad or an officer of the law telling you to do so. That wasn't a very long train. Scooting right along. All right, there you have our southbound or eastbound BNSF through CPSP 331 Ilmon. All right. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. And as always, if you have any ideas, anything you'd like to see me do, drop it in the comments below. Shoot me an email, motopoet59@gmail.com. I'll see what I can do. Hey, everybody take care.